This is Red for On the Red at Tape Blog, coming to another edition of the 2021 MLB season week 10. So the Indians have been doing this. They have Harold Ramirez, which is good. He's on the roster, so they have more outfielders. But he's not a cleanup or number 5 hitter. And Cesar Hernandez has been mostly number 2 hitter his whole career, so batting him leadoff is silly. And then Chang is a utility infielder. He should not be playing first base. So I've been saying, if you're not going to play Bowers, play Bobby Bradley. And I was right. They called Bobby Bradley up. The Orioles, Trey Mancini is the leading league in RBIs, or was. He's not a number 2 hitter. Nor is Galvis the cleanup hitter. Swap those. And I do like seeing Anthony Santander bat third. The Nationals, they pretty much got the correct lineup of Turner and Harrison at the top, and the likes of Juan Soto, Schwarber, Josh Bell, Starlin Castro, whoever's catching, whoever's in center field at the bottom. They did that pretty much every time, except for one time Soto batted second and Schwarber batted leadoff. That's not where they belong. They bat in the middle of the lineup. The Phillies, they pretty much had the correct lineup, except for 2 times they had JT Realmuto batting second when he's a middle of the order hitter, and that's what he brings to the game. He's not just being a good catcher, but a really good hitter. And then this Williams guy, this rookie they just called up, he's an infielder, and he's out there playing center field. I'm like, come on, you got enough guys for that. Now, I do like that they have the Double Rivera finally leading off consistently, Rhys Hoskins batting second, Gene Segura batting second, and Rhys Hoskins batting right after him third, because Hoskins was batting second, and he's on number 2 hitter. And either Bryce Harper or JT Realmuto right after. That's great. Marlins, I like Jack Chisholm leading off. I don't like seeing him 5th. I like Aguilar middle lineup, not number 2. If you got Dickerson, Marte, Adam Duvall, those 3 outfielders, and you got yourself Jesus Aguilar, that's a great 3, 4, 5, and 6 lineup. None of those guys batting 1 or 2 or anything like that. Then the Pirates, now that keep Brian Hayes is back, you think he'd bat in the middle of the lineup. Now let's bat him second, even though they've had guys like Jacob Stallings bat 4th, Eric Gonzalez bat 5th or 6th. You just got yourself Colin Moran back just a bit, and Phillip Evans is back. Why are you playing Eric Gonzalez at first base? He's a natural-born shortstop. It's kind of a waste when you got guys who could potentially play in first base. I just don't get Evans playing the outfield, because if he's playing the outfield and you're playing Ryan Reynolds in center field, you are totally having a bad outfield, because Reynolds is a left fielder and Evans is an infielder, and then Tom or Gamble, they're playing left field, which is stupid when they're center fielders. The Yankees, I'm tired of DJ Mayo leading off, playing first base, and just getting to play second base every day. And then if it isn't Stanton or Judge batting second, it's just like, what are you doing there? Those guys should be middle of the lineup. It's always something else being weird in the 2 spot. I don't want to see Urshela clean up. I don't want to see Gleyber Torres third. Judge playing center field twice. I know you've been desperate and you're playing Tyler Wade, the utility player in center field, and now you're playing Miguel Andujar in left field. But I thought you signed enough veteran outfielders to minor league deal, like Ryan Lamare and some other guys, that you can actually play them instead of playing Judge out of position and Andujar out of position. It's fine with Taylor Wade because he's at least the utility player. Now, the Astros, I've been over this. Altuve's not a leadoff hitter, and Correa is not a number 2 hitter. Correa's in the middle of the order. Altuve is a good number 2 hitter. Don't want to see Leslie Diaz batting third if Altuve and Correa are at the top. It doesn't make sense. Yordan Alvarez playing left field. I thought their whole goal was they don't want him to play left field. And then they have a first baseman named Jones. He's playing left field when he's a first baseman. It's probably better than playing Alvarez in left field, but still, playing guys out of position. The Blue Jays, we've been over this. Marcus Semien is not a leadoff hitter. Teoscar Hernandez is not a number 4 hitter. Joe Panik doesn't bat 6th or 7th, and then you put Tellez 8th. Tellez is a power homer and hitting guy. He should not be batting that low, and Panik, when he was good, was a contact hitter. Hernandez has been improved as a hitter, but he's not a cleanup hitter. At the same time, Grichuk is in center field like 90-something% of the time. It's only if you start Jonathan Davis like once in a blue moon, then yeah. Grichuk, if he's going to bat cleanup, that's where it makes more sense. Or Guerrero, actually, more than anybody else. Dodgers, Max Muncy's not a number 2 hitter. Nor is Justin Turner. Got enough power guys you can bat in the middle of the lineup. You got enough contact guys to bat at the top, especially Mookie Betts leading off. Bellinger's back and playing center field. I kind of lost that battle. He's not a center fielder nor an outfielder by trade. And then I don't want to see Will Smith, Chris Taylor batting 4th, 5, or 6, or even 3rd. That's not where they belong. I don't want to see McKinstry in the outfield. They got enough outfielders. Pollock's back. Bellinger's back. Just too much there. And I don't want to see Jimmy Nelson or David Price pitch out of the bullpen. Unless you have all 5 of your starters, then that's one thing. But if you're down a starter or 2, then those guys should not be pitch out of the bullpen. The Braves, we've been over this. Acuna's a middle of the order, so is Freddie Freeman. I don't want to see the likes of Ozzie Albies batting 3rd, or Abraham Almonte, or Andre Anza, or Swanson batting 4 through 6. Those are the wrong guys in the middle of the lineup. At the same time, if Almonte's up there, and Inciarte's up there, and you also have yourself Guillermo Reyes up there, there's no point in having Andre Anza playing the left field when he's a utility infielder. Newcomb pitching out of the bullpen when they've had so many injuries to the rotation and they're calling up random guys from the minor leagues. Give him an opportunity. The Rays, we know there's Brandon Lyle's not a leadoff hitter. Joey Wendell's a number 3 hitter. I don't want to see Randy Rays batting cleanup or a Wendell batting third. I want to bat Wendell at the bottom, Rays at the top. Loud third is better than cleanup. And it's Yandy Diaz should be at middle lineup, not second. Brisaro, we've been over this. He's a first baseman, not a second baseman. And Colin McHugh pitching out of the bullpen when he's a starting pitcher. I guess they have all 5 starters healthy. I didn't think they did. Rangers, we've been over this. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is not a leadoff hitter or number 2 hitter, nor is he even a shortstop. I like when Nick Solak was batting second, but now they're batting 5th or 6th. That's not where he belongs. And this Aroldis Garcia guy, I've been up on him batting 4th or 5th. Now he's batting 2nd. Now he's batting 3rd. It's like, what are you doing? You're just moving him all over the place. Twins, we've been over. Donaldson's not a number 2 hitter. Kyle Garlick's not a leadoff hitter. Polanco's not a leadoff hitter, number 3 hitter. If you bat him 2nd and maybe 5th, 6th, or 7th, maybe. But then I see Alex Killerov playing first base and Garlick playing center field or right field. And it's like Killerov's an outfielder, put him in the outfield. Garlick is the first baseman by trade, put him at first base. I also don't want to see Rob Refsnyder or Nick Gordon playing the outfield. It's nice that Nick Gordon's on the roster, but are they doing what they do to his brother D, where D moved to second, then they move him to center field, then they move them back? Like, I know they got a logjam at shortstop and in the infield, but with Arise and Simmons and Donaldson and Polanco, but it's like, Refsnyder, Wheels, not center fielder, nor is Gordon. At least Gordon is a young guy's first time being in the major leagues. Refsnyder's been around the block before. And then Astudillo again pitched, so that's always funny when he pitches. The Royals, we've been over this. Santana, you got to be the middle of the order hitter, not to bat him second. And it's not to bat Benintendi 3rd or 4th or 5th. And then Dozier, stop playing him in right field. It's one thing when you had Mikhail Franco last year. But you got Gutierrez. Like, who the heck is that? He's not that good, nor is Hanser Alberto to stick Dozier in the outfield. Now, they've had injuries to rotation, so I'm like, Zimmer, Zuber, Santana, those guys you want to start. Then the Tigers, we know this. Robert Grossman's not a leadoff hitter. Don't want to see Eric Haas batting 4th or 5th. And Willie Castro bat 3rd. And then again, stop wasting time with the scope at first base, the Willie Castro second base, and Haas in left field. He's your 4th-string catcher. He's not a middle-of-the-order hitter, and he's not a left fielder. You have Wilson Ramos, who's hurt. You have Jake Rogers, Grayson Greiner, and Haas is your 4th-string catcher. He should not be playing left field or bring bad middle lineup. And then, again, Fulmer and Norris putting on the bullpen when they've had injuries to the rotation. Use one of them. And then here's the thing. It's not just Nico Goodrum taking away bats from, Willie Castro or Jonathan Scope or Candelario. It's also Harold Castro, and now they call this Paredes guys up. And it's like 3 utility guys starting enough and taking away bats. It's pretty stupid when you're not going anywhere. The White Sox have been over. Jake Lamb's not a left fielder or right fielder or number 2 hitter. And Mendick was not a right fielder, or then they threw him in center field. Like, what? I saw that and I was like, are you sure he plays center field? It's weird. Now, I know Billy Hamilton's hurt, but Adam Engel's back. There's no excuse for him to play center field. Adam Eden can play center field. And we've been over this. Adam Eden, if you're not going to bat him lead off because of Anderson, with Nick Madrigal's injury, he should be strictly batting second unless Danny Mendick bats second. I don't want to see Yohan Mercedes bat second when the dude's been batting 4th, 5th, or 6th this year. It's like he's a middle-of-the-order hitter there. Lamb also middle-of-the-order hitter. Diamondbacks. Carson Kelly is a nice, fine catcher offensively, so he's a good two-way player, but he's not a leadoff hitter, a number 2 hitter, or is he your 1 or 2 best hitters? No. Nor is Escobar number 3 hitter. And then Pavin Smith, okay, right field because of injuries, maybe the left field because of injuries, but center field, no. You got Ketel Marte stupidly playing center field. You got LeCastro. I don't know if they still got Nick Heath. They got plenty of guys who can play center field. That there's no point of playing Pavin Smith in center field, let alone the outfield. And Ketel Marte, I like seeing him play center field, and then you got a natural-born center fielder like LeCastro or Heath playing left field. I'm like, that is pretty damn stupid. Like, what? And then Rojas, they've been playing a lot of him in the outfield. Then they've been playing a lot of second base. The shortstop, I didn't even know he was a shortstop. It's a little bit of a stretch. Brewers, when you've been over, it's Vogelback doesn't bat second when he's a power all-or-nothing guy. Omar Narvaez is not number 4 hitter, nor is Manny Pena 5th hitter. These are catchers. Most of them are backups on other teams. Then Eric Gallagher pitching on the bullpen, that's fine if you get the full healthy rotation. Reds, Suarez not a leadoff hitter, Winker's not a leadoff hitter or a 2-hitter, and Stevenson's not a cleanup hitter, Farmer's not a shortstop, Freeman's not a shortstop, and Blandito batting ninth on the pitcher, it's whatever. Yeah, I like the Jonathan India was leading off because with Nick Senzel injured, I'd like them to go back to Shogo Akiyama back at the top of the lineup like he was doing last year. And what's wrong with the lineup that has Votto, Suarez, Castellanos, and Winker? That's a pretty darn good lineup there offensively. And then Cardinals, they pretty much had a correct lineup except for the Rondon utility player playing the outfield. Because for them, if Edmonds leading off, Carlson's second, and you got the Goldschmidt, Arenado, Tyler Neo, Yadi Molina combination and stuff like that, and then you go, because Paul DeJong is injured, he goes one of the guys who's filling in, and then your Harrison Bader. That's a pretty darn good lineup. Then with the A's, we've been over. Canada's not a leadoff hitter. Brown is not a middle of the order hitter yet. Lowry's not a cleanup hitter, and Murphy's not a cleanup hitter, and Pinder's not a number 5 hitter. Then you see Chapman batting 7, you're like, dude, that guy's one of your best hitters. Why is he batting 7? And then it's weird to see Tony Kemp in left field and Chad Pinder in right field, but then Cam in center field. I'm like, you have an outfield full of infielders, especially a first baseman. If you play Kemp in center field, he's done that before. Not a big deal, but Canada's doing that. And then I guess the rotation is full that Luzardo's pitching on a bullpen. I thought he's an important starter to them. Then the Rockies. Chacin and Alicia Keene and Chichi Gonzalez and this Robert Stevenson all pitching on the bullpen. I'm guessing they have 5 guys all healthy, so that's why they got a bunch of starters in the bullpen. And then Hampson's not a center fielder and Ryan McMahon's not a second baseman. With the injury to Trevor Story, you think that Hampson and Rogers would play the infield all the time, but not really. And the Mariners stopped betting Mitch Haniger second, having lineups for Shed Long, who's now finally back, Tom Murphy, Jacob Fraley, Trailer Trammell back, 4, 5, and 6. No, and then wasted time with Jake Donovan DH, and when he's never proven he's a great hitter, he keeps bouncing between the team. And this Walton guy, he's an infielder by trait, throwing him in the outfield like you're doing with what they did before, with some of their guys before as well. I'm like, if you got infielders, play him second base. Ty France playing second base is out of position, so you got to play the guys who are actually second base at second base. And then the Angels, Upton's out a leadoff hitter, Otani's out a number 2 hitter, and I don't want to see the likes of Iglesias and Max Stassi bad in the middle lineup. Iglesias not have been a great hitter, and Stassi's a backup. And then I've seen Ward in the outfield, which is a stretch, and Rojas in the outfield when he's an infielder, and then Keane Wong is second baseman in the outfield. It's like, what are you guys doing? Upton should be in the middle lineup, Otani should be in the middle lineup, and these infielders should stay in the infield. Contreras now leadoff hitter for the Cubs. Bryant's not a number 2 hitter, and I don't want to see Patrick Wisdom batting third or Ian Happ batting third or Rizzo leading off. Rizzo, Contreras, Baez, and Bryant are your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like those guys. That's where you want to bat them. Ian Happ has been batting leadoff a lot, and Jock Peterson surprisingly is doing that, even though the Dodgers didn't like him doing that. Then the fact that I see Bryant playing right field, left field, center field, and Wisdom playing third, it's like, play Chris Bryant, and that's your born third baseman at third base, and throw Patrick Wisdom in the outfield, because, that's what you do with backups. Then the Giants playing Delonte Wade at first base because Ruff and Belt have been injured. I don't know why they haven't played Wilbur Flores or one of their other young guys there. Beats me. Like this Vossler guy, he's an infielder by trade. Maybe play him at first base. Because they're playing him in right field and Slater in center field. I'm like, that's a bad defensive outfielder. Crawford's not a cleanup hitter. Belt's not a number 2 hitter. And Posey's not a number 2 hitter. Belt and Posey are in the middle line. Crawford, you want to bat him second or at the bottom, that's good. We know what his Duggar has proven he's not a great hitter so far, so why are you going to bat him fifth? Then the Mets, Lindor's still batting second despite all the injuries they've had. When they play interleague, they're not always DHing Dominic Smith to get him out of the outfield, even though Pilar's back, and they got McKinney, and they got all these outfielders, they might as well use them. And then McCann, even though Alonso's back, he's still playing some first base and still batting third, which is just, okay, third maybe, but sometimes that's more of a stretch, and then the whole playing first base is kind of silly. Now, the Padres, we've been off Machado's on a 2 hitter, Cronenworth's on a number 3 hitter, and Pham's on a leadoff hitter, and then you're going Tatis cleanup. Pham has proven he's not a leadoff hitter or a middle of the order hitter. And we know Cronenworth is not a power hitter, and Machado should be in the middle lineup. Then I see the likes of Jorge Mateo, Jerson Profar, Macarano, and O'Grady, Marcano playing the outfield. Grady's a first baseman turned utility player just to make it, and Marcano is a guy they just called up, so I don't know much about him except he's in shortstop. And we all know that Profar has played everywhere, and they got Mateo also from the A's, and he's playing everywhere. And the Red Sox, tired of seeing Bobby Delback bat left when he keeps coming up with clutch RBIs and hits. You want the guys who are not great hitters at the bottom of the lineup. And then Devers, speaking of great hitter, keep him in the 5th spot. Unless you give Martinez or Bogarts a day off and he moves up to 3 or 4, that's where you should keep him. Thanks for listening to another edition of the Baseball Observations Week 10 of the 2021 season for On the Radar Tape Blog. I'm Radar. See you guys next time.